Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks again for watching. Now, before we get started, I wanted to make one thing very clear. I don't know why I feel like I'm reprimanding you, I'm not. Please like and subscribe this video. You don't actually have to like it, you can dislike it, I don't really care. But if you are not subscribed and you do watch my videos, it would mean a lot to me if you did subscribe. I know a lot of you come here for the tubing mascara and also for skincare and sunscreen reviews. And if you are coming here and those are things that you like to watch, it would really mean so much to me if you would subscribe. It does help my channel so much. We just hit 1,000 and honestly, it's only up from here, baby. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. It's Sunday, it's weird. Okay, enough about that. You guys are here for a review on this new sunscreen. This is the Saie Sunvisor sunscreen. It's SPF 35 and it retails for $34. So the way I'm going to do it today is I'm going to be applying it to my face on bare skin so you can see exactly how it goes on, if there's a white cast, you know, all that stuff. And then I'm going to be talking through all the product details. I will then go into the ingredients, pros, cons, final thoughts. Hopefully we'll keep it short and sweet. And if I do so, please like it then. If it runs long, you can dislike it. I don't really care. So this is the Saie Sunvisor SPF 35. It retails for $34 and comes in 1.35 fluid ounces or 40 milliliters. They call it a hydrating sheer sunscreen. They also say it's your serum, moisturizer, sunscreen all in one. It is 15% zinc oxide, which is a mineral sunscreen. Other ingredients mentioned are licorice root extract, hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, grapeseed oil, and vitamin E. Okay, so this is what my face looks like afterward. I don't have any foundation, I don't have any concealer on. I put a little bit of eyeshadow and blush on and mascara obviously, but I don't have any face products. So you can see that this is kind of the after effect of it. And I will say just off the bat, I do not have an issue with a white cast for this. We will get into the pros and cons in a little bit, but let's go ahead and jump into the ingredient list. Okay, so off the bat, the ingredient list is incredible. Like, stunning. I don't ever say this, but this honestly could double as kind of a skincare. That's how good the ingredient list is. The first 5 ingredients are water, I just said woto before, cocoa caprate, which is basically coconut fatty acids combined with caprylic capric acid. You tend to see caprylic capric acids in a lot of products because it's a really great ingredient that gives it kind of the emollient, slippy feel. It's also very nourishing for the skin. People do get confused that they think it's coconut oil. It's not though, it's coconut esters, so it's quite different. It's not gonna break you out if you have any irritations with coconut. But again, maybe your skin is very sensitive, so if that is something you know off the bat that doesn't agree, maybe watch out for it. But I would say that for the most part, just because it's not coconut oil, you should be fine. Next ingredient is grapeseed oil. It's a great carrier oil for this type of product where it kind of has this serum-y, liquidy feel, and I can understand exactly why they used it. It's not going to be irritating, it's not going to have a big scent to it. It's a perfect oil for this product. The next one you may or may not have heard of. It's C15-19 alkane. So basically this is a green alternative to silicones or mineral oils, both of which are going to give it this exact feel that I experienced with it. This is one of my very favorite kind of like green vegetable alkanes, and it does a great job of kind of mimicking silicones, like I said before, and I can understand exactly why they used it, and I can actually see the use in this product because it gives the sunscreen this very slippy kind of serum-y feel, which is absolutely beautiful on application, and it kind of makes just for a really elegant experience. I think a lot of the reasons why people don't tend to love mineral sunscreens is because they feel chalky, they feel heavy. This has none of that, and that would be from pretty much those first 4 ingredients, but especially from the cocoa caprylate and the C15-19 alkane. The next one I'm going to have a hard time saying because I just have a hard time saying some. Isocetylstearyl stearate. Wow. third time's charm. So this is an emollient, another reason why this feels so great. It gives it that nice, really slippy feel, but also it helps with hydration, and one of the big ones is that it is a pigment disperser, which if you have a tinted sunscreen like this, you're going to want to make sure that it doesn't clump up and kind of have this really like hefty, unappealing application. Okay, and let's jump on into the pros. I have a lot, so sit down and get ready. This is a beautiful, beautiful sunscreen, and just putting it on, I was not expecting to like it as much as I do, mainly because I have found that a lot of mineral sunscreens that are tinted, they tend to have the dewiness and the glowiness, which is really nice and really pleasant. But sometimes I feel like they're kind of hard to wear, especially when we're wearing a mask nowadays. They don't really dry down. They feel like everything you put on top of it is going to slip and slide. So if you're putting makeup on, it's kind of like, I'm worried about it moving. I'm worried about everything pilling. I don't find that this one is like that. It gives this really beautiful sheen, which you can see here. It doesn't feel like if my hair gets on it that it's going to stick to it and everything is going to stick to my face and never budge. It just does feel like it dries down. Also, it does not have a white cast. And it doesn't really have like what I kind of consider a funky color. So some other tinted sunscreens, they do a good job of kind of making sure you don't have the white cast, but it's at the expense of getting kind of more like a gray undertone. So depending on your skin tone, that might be terrible. Like you don't want to have a gray undertone. I think most people probably don't want to have a gray undertone. As you can see from this one, it really, for me, it has almost like a natural skin tone. So what I would like to see is how it works for me when I am a little tanner. And I would also like to see how it works on people with deeper skin tones. That said, it might even be a little dark on people with light skin tones. So it's always very hard when brands come out with a tinted sunscreen and it's kind of labeled as one size fits all type thing, because we all know that everyone has a different skin tone, different undertone, so it may not work. So I can kind of only speak for my skin tone, which is light to light medium, medium in the winter, medium in the summer. I've also mentioned how lovely the application is, and I just showed you on my hand. It goes on so smoothly. It feels like a serum. It has a very silky texture to it. It is really nice to apply, and I feel like it's not one of those things where you almost want to put more on, which I find to be a really great thing because a lot of people don't put enough sunscreen on, and for me, it seems trivial, but if the application is beautiful and people like applying it, they're more apt to apply it. They're more apt to put the right amount on too. So that's a win in my book. Like I said before, it does give you this luminous glow, really nice, healthy look to your skin. Now, one thing I want to see is what that looks like in the summertime, because I live in North Carolina. It gets hot, humid. I don't need more of a glow, so we will be checking that out later in the summer and I will report back. And lastly, like I said before, I don't ever say this, and I don't take it lightly when I say something like this, but this is a beautiful, beautiful formulation. It really does look like a formulation for a skincare product. And like I said, I do not say that lightly, but if you look down the ingredient list, it's like chef's kiss. Like every single one is wonderful. I would love them on my face all the time. So I think this could be a pro or con for you, but I don't think you need to put moisturizer on beforehand. Now, if you're super dry, it's the dead of winter, you live somewhere dry, you may want to put moisturizer, but for me, I could just do this as my skincare and my sunscreen, and my skin would be perfectly happy. Okay, time for the cons. So I already kind of mentioned both of these, but I will go over them once more. My main concerns are for deeper skin tones and actually lighter skin tones as well. I just worry that basically the universal tint may not work as well, and I can't do an experiment on somebody else's face, but it is something to point out. If you're willing to try it, I think it could work pretty well just because it is so kind of thin and serum-y. I think the blending in will actually be much easier than something, say, thicker, where it actually has chalkier kind of feel to it and maybe like that grayish undertone I spoke about before. So that's my main concern. My other concern, and this may not be a concern for other people, but like I said, again, it is quite dewy, and depending on where you live, depending on your skin type, if you have oilier skin, you may not need that extra sheen and shine. But one small caveat, I do find that it leaves you with this glow kind of all day, but not to the point where like you do feel like a disco ball. It does come down quite a bit, but not to the point where you have like matte skin or anything. It just kind of leaves it with like a nice glow. Okay guys, final thoughts. If you could not tell, I really, really love this sunscreen. I am pretty impressed by it. I was not at all expecting it. I did see the videos, and that's kind of why I bought it, thinking that it was going to be light and serum-y, and it does deliver on that. The formulation is absolutely stunning. As a skincare formulator myself, I can speak on that, and I think that they did a really great job making it elegant so that people want to use it and continue to use it, which is a really big part of sunscreen. If you don't like putting it on, you're not going to put it on your face. I would definitely like to see if my skin actually if it does double as some skincare. I'm not saying it's going to be my be-all end-all skincare, but it'll be interesting to see if I do use this every day for a month. I did that before. I did that for the Supergoop video, which I will post here, and I have so many sunscreens and I love testing new ones that for me, testing it for 30 days was like, that was a challenge. But I can try it for this one to see if it really does help my skin, because I am curious about that as well. One thing I did not mention that much is that it does have a pump top, and I like that you can get a little bit like that, or you can do a full pump. It's not as adjustable as, say, like the Auric by Sam Ravindal. That one you can get the tiniest bit or a lot. This one you get like half a pump or a full pump, but that's still better than nothing. Another really important part about this that I think kind of helps it in becoming one of my favorites so far is that it really does kind of soak into the skin. I don't mean that it's gone immediately. Like, I can still kind of feel something on my face, but when I just put it on my hand and then I rubbed it in, it's almost dry. So that is huge. Mineral sunscreens I've found do not always do that, and you kind of have like a layer on your face most of the day. And this one has this, like I said before, this serum-y consistency, which I think helps it absorb really quickly. The last thing that I want to say is it's not necessarily cheap. So it does retail for $34 and you get 1.35 fluid ounces. I believe that's about $3 and like 40 some cents per gram. So not cheap, but also you get 1.35 fluid ounces, which is typically more than you get for a lot of sunscreens. This should last you a while, and I think for the elegance of the formulation and the fact that it has absolutely no white cast, it is kind of worth that money. I think I forgot to mention, while it does have a tint, like a very clear tint to it, I don't find that it actually leaves like a tinted moisturizer look to my skin. My skin pretty much looks like it did before, and you can judge that as well. It just looks like I've put moisturizer on and a serum. So I think that's really great if you don't like wearing makeup, you just want something that is as thin as possible. This one really is that, and it does market itself as sheer. So I would say that they pretty much nailed that one. So we are starting something new here on this channel, and I'm going to be doing ratings for sunscreens out of 5 sunglasses. So this one I will be rating a 4.5 out of 5. The only reason I didn't give it 5 is because I don't know if a perfect sunscreen exists, but this is pretty darn close and I'm pretty impressed by it. So I think I haven't bought anything else by Saie. I don't know what the rest of the brand is like, but I would say that they nailed this one and I'm going to continue using it. I think you should check it out if you're willing to spend $34. There are some alternatives. The first one that comes to mind is the Inky List. I will link my video that I did on that here. It's good. It's not as elegant as this, but if you're only willing to spend maybe like 10 bucks, I would say that that is probably your best choice. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. If you hadn't noticed, I did my hair for you guys today. I think this is maybe the second time in all of quarantine that I've done my hair, which is, I would say, news in itself. But if you're still watching, please remember to like and subscribe. It really is very important to me as a channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.